Good morning. Today's lecture will be on the essay Likes and Dislikes by James Agate, which is prescribed for the students of BA Part 3 English Literature in Paper 2. First, a look at the biography of James Agate. James Agate, in full, James Evershed Agate, born September 9th, 1877, Pendleton, Lancashire, England, and he died on June the 6th, 1947, in London. Agate was a British diarist and critic. In the period between the wars, he was one of Britain's most influential theatre critics. After working in his father's business until his late 20s, he found his way into journalism, being on the staff of the Manchester Guardian from 1907 to 1914, drama critic for the Saturday Review 1921 to 1923, and the Sunday Times 1923 to 1947, and holding the same post for the BBC from 1925 to 1932. Agate also wrote novels and published 9 volumes of his diaries under the title Ego. In his self-penned obituary, he noted, "His briskness was proverbial. When a visitor said to him, 'I must not outstay my welcome,' Agate growled, 'Who said anything about welcome?'" James Harding, in his 1986 biography of Agate, described him as the archetypal man about town, wit, spendthrift, homosexual, eccentric, gossip monger. Kenneth Tynan, describing meeting Agate when Tynan was 18 and Agate was 68. He says, "Agate placed his hand on the young man's knee and asked him if he was gay. Tynan told him, 'I'm afraid not,' to which Agate replied, 'Well, I thought we'd get that out of the way.'" Agate once wrote, "The Englishman can get along with sex quite perfectly, so long as he can pretend that it isn't sex but something else." Agate's diaries and letters, published in a series of 9 volumes under the title of Ego, are a record of the British theatre of his era and also of his non-theatrical interests, including sports, social gossip, and his private preoccupations with his health and precarious finances. Precarious can be understood as unstable. In addition to drama criticism, he wrote about the cinema and English literature for London newspapers and published 3 novels, translated a play, and had it staged in London, although briefly, and regularly brought out collections of his theatre essays and reviews. In 1918, while still serving in France, Agate married Sidonie Josephine Edme Moret Castellino, daughter of a rich landowner. The marriage was short-lived, and soon it broke up amicably. Agate was known as an English drama critic for the London Sunday Times from 1923 to 47, book reviewer for the Daily Express, novelist, essayist, diarist, and raconteur. A raconteur is a person who's skilled at telling stories in a funny and interesting way. He is remembered for his wit and perverse yet lovable personality, the sparkle and fundamental seriousness of his dramatic criticism, and his racy, entertaining diary called characteristically Ego, 9 volumes from 1932 to 1947. About the essay Likes and Dislikes. Likes and Dislikes by the drama critic James Agate. It begins, "These are my likings, an old park in our Middle England, dripping trees, undergrowth, decay, a lady many years disconsolate, bleak pinches, moors and winding roads, old inns, coffee rooms and faded prints, high noon in market squares, the roguery of dealers." These lines are quoted from the text. And so on for 1,000 or so words before getting to his dislikes, which include, again quoting from the text, "a great many women and nearly all men, with a special aversion of the type of man adored by women. I have a horror of the Freemason in his cups, of the players of solo, whist, but my particular loathing is reserved for the unknowledgeable fool who says in his heart, 'These things are not within my experience, therefore they cannot be true.'" Unquote from the text. There is a glimpse here of a mind that is the rarest of good company. The language and the feel for words are exquisite to savor. Essay writing is arguably an old-fashioned art, like calligraphy. Calligraphy means the art of beautiful writing, composing of letters, or the language of a woman's fan. And here, Ian Hamilton, who edits this collection, would disagree with me. Even the most relaxed pieces in this book, he admits, sound fairly urgent. He cites an essay by Tom Wolfe called "Those Radical Chic Evenings," which lampoons and punctures a fundraising soiree given by the Leonard Bernsteins. The underlying message, Mr. Hamilton tells us, is that these dreadful people must be skewered now. The italics are his, which is ironic inasmuch as the now was nearly 30 years ago. Most of the guests, Otto Preminger, Aaron Copland, Lillian Hellman, Giancarlo Menotti, and Bernstein himself are dead, and there is nothing so passe as what was once hot stuff. An essay is anything shorter than a book and longer than a newspaper column, and the boundless cornfields that lie between are all grist. Grist means useful material, especially to support an argument to his busy mill. That's all for this session. Thank you.